our feature state presentation, introduced by Ignacio Honold Morales, Secretary of Development and Innovation at Baja California, moderated by Juan Carlos Miñarro, Chairman at AEM Los Angeles Chapter.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being part of this. And it's my distinct honor to welcome our keynote speaker, Secretary Ignacio Honold Morales, Secretary of Economic Development and Innovation for the state of Baja California, to this California-Mexico Business Forum. Thank you, Secretary, for taking the time to join us today. And thank you for the valuable support of the state of Baja California to this event. And throughout the day, we've talked about these macro region of California and Baja, and the importance of the border in terms of commerce, in terms of tourism and sports, in terms of education flowing to both sides. And I think it's worth noting that there's also this other component of people and talent, right? Where this border is really the day-to-day of tens of thousands of people that cross from one point to the other to bring value to all of our businesses on both sides. And I know you are a driving force behind these efforts to make this region grow and be really sort of one of the most important crossings, and I would say not just North America, but in any region of the world, right? And it's this shared movement of goods, talent, and culture that underscores the importance of this partnership. I think that together, California and Baja California are building a vibrant and resilient economic corridor that benefits communities on both sides of the border. So we're thrilled to have you with us today, and we look forward to hearing your insights on how we can continue to strengthen those collaborations.
Gracias. Thank you, everyone, for staying. I want to show you, to start, a video that is going to tell you about, in 3 minutes, it's going to tell you about what we do and what is Baja about. This is Baja California. And we when we started with 3 years ago, our administration, our governor, we wanted to then identify what was our strength and what we needed to do in order to have what the nurturing, let's say, or the new investment or the relocalization needed in order to come to Baja California. So our strength is what you just saw. We are very strong in aerospace. We have 98 companies in Baja California. They are in the aerospace business. So in the chain of value, we are very important for them because it's very easy to go and install any company that is in the aerospace because they can, some of the companies that are established there, they can supply them. So this is very important. The other one is medical devices. We have more than 120 companies. We are the number one, not only in Mexico, but also in Latin America in medical devices. Electromobility, because the proximity with California, and because California by the 2036, 100% of the vehicles being sold in California have to be electrical or by hydrogen. So because of that, we started 3 years ago installing chargers in Baja California. And in Mexico, we don't have a lot yet that we can sell electricity. So with this new federal administration, we are expecting the next year they will have the new law where electrolinerias, what we call them, that means that you can, like here in California, you go to hospitals, shopping malls, buildings, you can charge your vehicle and you can put your credit card and you can charge it. Mexico, we cannot do that yet. But in next year, that we're expecting that we will be able to do that. In the meantime, again, we're installing those chargers being donated by Tesla and BMW and to the state of Baja California. The state will install those we will pay for the installation, and the private sector, let's say a pharmacy or a hotel or a restaurant, we will put the charger there and they will supply the energy. So the chargers are for free in Mexico right now, especially in Baja California. So we are taking that step so we can teach and the people in Baja California can see that that's the transition, that's where we're going. And because in Baja California, we have to go in par with the state of California. And also we are working with the trucking company and all the trucking companies in Baja because 16,000 trucks cross every day. 16,000 trucks cross every day. So imagine the consumption of either diesel or gas and waiting in line sometimes. We are really polluting our borders. So that's why we are working with them and also with the government of California and Baja California to see how we can help them to acquire the trucking for better price, and they can start using the trucks before the date that is already established. So we work very closely with the state of California. We just had a meeting with them about a month ago, and then yesterday we have another one in Tijuana. The one was in Sacramento, now in Tijuana, and so we share and we work to see how we can implement and start using electric or hydrogen motors. In Baja California, you saw we have Toyota and also we have Kenworth. Kenworth has a prototype already of hydrogen truck. So Toyota is supplying the motor. Toyota is probably the most advanced in hydrogen motors. So in Baja, we are going to purchase one. Here in Long Beach, we have a couple already of those Toyota and Kenworth already running. And so by next year, we will have the one in Baja California. I'm going to just put some of the numbers of Baja California. Let me tell you what is Cali Baja means. I told you already. Cali Baja is California and Baja. California, because a lot of people doesn't understand, and they think Baja is Baja and Baja Sur. Sometimes say Baja Norte and Baja Sur. But it's really California is California, and then it's us who is Baja California, and then our neighbor on the bottom is Baja California Sur or Baja California South. So it's California, Baja California, and Baja California Sur. So Cali Baja is the state of California and the state of Baja California. And for us, Los Angeles, like you say, is very, very important. And San Diego and Phoenix. So we work very closely together. Then Fernando de Leon, who is the rector del CETIS, I don't know if he's still here or he left, he mentioned about the vinculación educativa. We work very closely together with all the education sector in Baja, all the private sector and the government, in order to have all the different careers we understand what the private sector is asking, all the big industry, what is their needs, so we will the education sector can supply, let's say, that kind of talent that they need. So we are very advanced because of Fernando, I told you already, Sepúlveda, in semiconductors. That's the other one of the vocations that we have in Baja California. We have three of the biggest companies in the world: Qualcomm, Skyworks, and Infineon. And so that's why Baja California is considered, with the state of Jalisco and the state of Chihuahua, the three states that are ready to receive semiconductor companies in our states. Life science also, like you know, San Diego, the north of San Diego is considered as Boston, the two areas where life science is most advanced. So we're working together with the companies that are already established in the south, on the north of San Diego, so they can bring some of their work and to Tijuana, especially because of the talent that we have. We have 113 universities, more than 130,000 students enrolled in university, plus 57 students enrolled in engineering and technical programs. We understand that the need in the world right now is engineers. So we are really focused in the engineers in Baja. Infrastructure. So this is probably the most important thing that we need to work in order to be ready, not only for the ones that we have to grow, but also the relocation that is happening in the world, to be ready to receive them. So one is water. Like you know, the water in the world is very important, especially in this area in California, Nevada, Arizona, and Baja California. And the river that supplies water to Baja California is the Rio Colorado, also to Nevada and Arizona. And we have a treaty that is being signed for many, many years that Mexico or Baja should get some amount of water. But because of the climate change, less water is coming from the river. We need to take steps in Baja California to be ready when we know that the water is going to continue to reduce. So we have to be ready. And the only resource that we have is the ocean. So we are in the process right now of building a new desalination plant in Rosarito. Our president, López Obrador, gave us the money to purchase the land. So the state is going to be running the plant. And President Sheinbaum, the new one, already announced it. They're going to pay for it. So it will be a state water company, because in Mexico, the water is first for the human use and next for the industrial. So that's why it needed to be run by the state. And then after that, we have energy. Energy in Baja California also, right now, we have no problem. If somebody tell you it's no energy in Baja, they're probably telling you one thing right, but not the whole thing. When they say it's no energy, because sometimes when they go and ask for it, for some energy for their company, they tell them, we don't have it. They don't have it where they want it. If you need it, they can give the energy where they are, and you have to pay to take the energy where you need it. It's the same as here. Here in the United States, if you want to build a new zone, the developer have to pay for the services. In Mexico, in the past, we were not used to that. They always bring you the energy where you need it. Now it's different. Now, if you need the energy, you have to go and they will say, this is where the energy is. Your industrial park is over there. You have to pay for this. So, but it's no problem with energy. Yes, we have problem with the distribution. We are working in these past 3 years in upgrading most of the plants that they have all over the Baja California. We are about 50% in advance in the construction. We believe that in next 4 years we will finish all, and that will stabilize all the grid in Baja California. But at the same time, we need to produce more energy. So I don't know if you hear about a new solar plant that was built in Puerto Peñasco, Sonora, of 1,000 megawatts. So that's renewable energy. From those 1,000 megawatts, 880 goes to Baja California. 120 stays in Sonora, and 180 they go to Baja California. From those 880, this year we already received 300 megawatts, so it's already in Mexicali. And all the construction of the towers and everything was built by CFE, and we as a state helped them with all the permits, use of land and whatever, and all the different things that they needed. And it's already electrified to Mexicali. And next year, we will be electrified all the way to Tijuana, because we still need to buy some land in Tijuana so they can put their towers there, and we can bring the energy to Tijuana. But and then, so it's 300 of those 880 already in Mexicali. Next year will be the next 300, and then 2 years after that, 280. With that, we will have 180 megawatts new energy in Baja, plus two ciclo combinado plants, one in San Luis Río Colorado and the other one in Mexicali, each of 624 megawatts. So that means that we will have additional 1,200 new megawatts of those ciclo combinado. Here is people from Sempra. We work with them very closely, not only in natural gas, but also in renewable energy. They already have a plan of solar plant of 60 megawatts in Mexicali, and we are helping them to get the permit to expand that solar plant for the double, another 60 more megawatts. Our idea will be, I don't know if you know Mexicali or know that area, but it's a big desert. Like Salton Sea in Imperial Valley is Salton Sea in Baja California, and it's huge. So we would like to have there more than 1,000 plants of solar plants, 2,000, 3,000, because we can produce a lot of energy. And like I don't know if you know, we are interconnected, Baja California and California. We are interconnected. When California needs energy, we supply them. And when we need energy, obviously, they supply us. So that's very good news for both states. And so that's water and energy, very important. And the next one is the infrastructure. And something that happened when we were in the pandemia is that here in Long Beach, if you remember, because of the pandemia, a lot of people couldn't work, or they didn't want to work. They were afraid. And so Long Beach had a big problem because they cannot unload the chips. So what happened is a lot of companies in the United States were suffering because their parts were not coming to their factories, especially in the east of they were coming from Asia. And so if all the car manufacturing cars in Detroit and Pennsylvania and on those cities that have a lot of factories of cars, they were not getting the parts. So what happened? And everybody noticed the cars they went from $20,000 to $30,000, and you were selling your used cars for almost the same price because there was no cars in the United States. So that's one of the reasons that we have nearshoring, or that the United States say, hey, this is national security. We cannot depend of any country in order to have supply of not only for cars, but any kind of supply in the United States. So that's the reason that relocation is being a part of the business or the talk that we having today, and many of the conversations that you go. And so that's why somebody was saying that he's betting that the next couple of years, Mexico will be the most favorable country. I believe that it will be, but that's why United States and Mexico and Canada, we need to work together, not only in business, but also in the problems that we share, drugs, immigration, and all those that Trump talks a lot about, and he has a point. We need to work together, the three countries, to try to solve it, but at the same time, we need to work together in order to we don't suffer the same what we suffered when the pandemic was. It was 19, 20, and 21. So that's the reason that we are building a port in south of Ensenada called Punta Colonet, not to compete with Long Beach. No, we are the sister port of Long Beach. So because it cannot grow, Long Beach cannot grow anymore, and the supply that we need from the Asia and other countries from the West is very important. So we are building this in order to help. Not for California, it's more for because the train from Punta Colonet is gonna go to Mexicali and then gonna cross to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and then Chicago, New York. When I say that is so you know how it's gonna be connected. Obviously, that train in the United States is already built with Union Pacific. So you can see right there in the map, that's where Punta Colonet is. And then the red line is where the train will go, cross through Arizona, not California, and it will be to Arizona, Phoenix, and then from there to the states that I told you. This is not a new idea. We already have the permit of MIA. MIA is the environmental permit. It took us 2 years to get it. All the technical, everything, just waiting for Hacienda, who is the Treasury Department, to approve it in order to start construction next year. So that's where, you see, that's where the Long Beach is. That's where the port of Punta Colonet. In Los Angeles, you live here. And that one of the reasons you have a lot of traffic here is one is Long Beach. The airport, obviously, is a big city, Los Angeles. But that's where all the trucks that you see on your highways is because of Long Beach. So that's why I'm saying Long Beach cannot grow anymore. And so this will help the national security in the United States, so the goods can go all the way to the east of the United States and faster than Long Beach. And also will help Baja California and the state of Sonora, Arizona, because it's already a train that will connect and the goods can go south so faster than they go to Manzanillo. And also we have a port in Ensenada. But that cannot grow. It's like Long Beach. It's a port that is already in the city and we have a lot of problems in Ensenada because of that. You can see this says clean hydrogen there. I've been telling you about hydrogen and batteries. We believe, and we are putting all our chips in hydrogen. And the reason, because we did a little resource, hydrogen is cleaner than the batteries. Hydrogen lasts longer than the batteries. And three, when I say last longer, is that the trucks, especially, they can run, for example, 200 miles. And if you have a truck with a battery, it can run about 80 miles only. So you have to charge it in order to, and also the force right now of a battery for a truck that holds a lot of heavy load, it takes longer to take it. So that's why so we already have a big company from the United States that is gonna use the port, the first client, to export to Korea and Japan hydrogen. Why Korea and Japan? Because they need to decarbonize both countries. If you go to Korea, especially, you will see that it's almost like here. When I see right now, probably is more not smoke, but right now, for example, you go to Korea, is worse than this, and it's black, and it's a mandate that they have already, and also Japan. So this is basically most of this hydrogen will be exported to Japan and Korea from Tallgrass, that's the company. And we're gonna keep the hydrogen so we can use clean energy produced by hydrogen and solar panels in Mexicali, especially, and all Baja, because our governor wants to be the first greener state of Mexico. When I say greener, we use in our percentage more clean energy than the normal energy that is being produced in the world. So when she finishes in 3 years, that's what we want. If we don't are the number one, it will be the number one in the following years, because she's thinking in the future also, and that's why we're investing a lot in have a terminal hydrogen in Baja California. Hydrogen also is, like you know, is ammonia. And ammonia is the fertilizer that is being used in almost all the agriculture. So we're going to be also having ammonia 1/4 or 75% a lot cheaper than the one that we are buying in Mexico. So that will help also the agriculture in Baja and also Sonora and Sinaloa. I put also, if you can see, that's the two plants there of ciclo combinado. You can see the towers, so you can see those towers signify that the electricity is coming from Sonora. And also you can see that like a heavy red line. That's the natural gas that is coming now to Baja California from the interior of Mexico. And so we will have now natural gas from the United States, that's from Sempra, and also a natural gas from CFE. So in energy, trust me that we have 3 years working on this. So we will, for the next 20 to 25 years, we have no problem of missing or not having energy. And also with the water plant that we're building in Rosarito, and also, so you know, we are reusing the water. We are not only fix the ones that we have, we are building new water treatment plants so we can reuse the water. So we're going to produce water from the ocean, but also we are now following the leaders in the world of reusing the water. And also those like lines go back and forth. Those are the border crossings. Next, this is the energy that I was talking about. With everything that we know, the line over there is the consumption, and the forecast that we have, and the one in the top is the producing of energy that we have, and also with the projects that I told you. Next. I don't know if you hear about, but we have a project that started almost 20 years ago between both countries to build another border crossing terminal in Tijuana. Why Tijuana? Because that's the most border crossing used in probably in the world. And Tijuana also has a lot of trucking that crosses the border because of the industry. So we took us 20 years to make this project happen. Just say that we finished, we comply with having the border crossing because it's very important. And in the U.S. side, they're waiting for the budget because they need agents, obviously, and that's the one of the reasons that the Congress doesn't pass the budget so they can have enough agents to open the border crossing Otay 2. And so when they have that budget, and then they can right away start the construction. We understand in 2 years this border crossing is going to be open. And it's going to have in technology, it's going to be the most advanced in the world. Next, and that's a thank you. So this is I wanted to share with you what are we doing, what is our strength, what we need to, what we're doing where we have not strength, so we can be a place where any big company can say, okay, we feel comfortable and secure that our investment is going to be secure, and so that's what we're working on all these that I just told you. So I want to leave it now to questions, and I'm open to whatever you want to ask.
Thank you, Secretary.
Muchas felicidades, señor secretario, amigo mío. Muy buena presentación, muy completa. I'd like to ask you if you can give us a landscape about industrial land and industrial parks in your most important places for investment. That means, Tijuana and Mexicali. What has happened? I mean, we have studies where the prices in industrial land and industrial parks in Mexico have gone to the roof. I mean, number one in the world, Guadalajara, in terms of prices, 27% annually over the past 3 years. Why? Because, there's not enough for the demand. And I'm sure that's happening in your state as well. So what's happened, and what are you guys doing to get enough supply for this important resource? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. First of all, yes, we had a problem of, let's say, not enough industrial parks or industrial land ready to be either in construction or with the buildings ready for anybody to get in right away. especially in Tijuana, not in Mexicali. Mexicali is a flat city. It has a lot of land, and we are already two big plants being industrial parks being built. One where Constellation used to be. It was purchased and now it's being built, and is going to be huge. And the other one is also by the owners of Sucarne, Vizcarra, and they are also almost 1 million hectares that they have. And they already started the project and going to start building. And I have a friend here that has also industrial parks in Mexicali, and so Mexicali has, I see no problem. Tijuana, we announced 3 weeks ago the one in Natura that has 1.2 million hectares also for industrial. They're going to start with 120 hectares built in Natura. That's where they have a lot of housing development already with the people from Chihuahua who is building the already about 20 years ago they started. It's by Boulevard 2000. And so that give us a lot of land. And because Tijuana is growing now to the east, we already are like this with Rosarito. And now we have a lot of land where probably you remember Valle Las Palmas. So now Valle Las Palmas is becoming a place to start building industrial parks. And not only that, the President Sheinbaum announced 1 million houses, low-income houses. And from those 1 million, 100 goes to Baja California. And probably from those 100,000, 80,000 goes to Tijuana and probably in that area.
¿Metros o de pies? Porque
De
dijiste,
hectáreas.
1 millón de hectáreas.
Tienen 1 millón de hectáreas. No, increíble. Increíble. Eso es la terreno que tienen. Empezaron con 120 hectáreas. Ya fuimos y anunciaron, ya haciendo las plataformas y todo. Entonces, it was a good news for Tijuana. And the problem, probably you will say, is energy. And that's why I'm focusing energy a lot.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I do have a question regarding security matters. And we know that security is a big thing for allocating some investment in Mexico. What are the efforts that the government is doing in that matter? And also, have you guys ever worked with the U.S. government into a certain kind of strategies to supply into this?
To supply what? I'm sorry.
I mean, to improve into this matter?
Improve in security?
Yeah.
United States?
Yeah.
Well, in Mexico, our problem is our problem, and in the U.S., it's a U.S. problem. So in our side, we our governor every month, every day, from 6 o'clock in the morning to 7, she has a security meeting where all the different departments are there, and to see how we can solve the problem. We don't see that you're going to have a solution it will be a liars if I'll tell you that, because the big problem that we have is between the two countries, like you say. The big consumer that is the United States and the big producer that is South America and Mexico. And so it's a business. And we need to work together. That's why I say work together between the two countries in order to solve a common problem that we have. This is not a Mexico problem or a U.S. problem. It's a both countries problem. In the world, you can say. But at the same time, the crime that we all are we are preoccupied. You say preoccupied is the stealing or your car, your home, or personal, and that is going down. The problem is more in the high impact crimes, and that's where the organized crime is responsible of those crimes, and it's between them. I'm not saying that don't worry. I'm saying that that's really what happened. And if you go there and talk to the companies, they've been there for a long time, they will tell you that we never have any problem of like you see sometimes in the news. And that's why most of our increase in investment is not people that are coming. It's more the companies that are already established. They keep growing. And the reason they're growing is because they have no problem with security. And when we go outside Europe or United States or Asia, They don't ask us about security anymore. And 10 years or 15 years ago, when Alejandro and most of you guys, we go to promote Mexico, the first thing they will tell you is security. Now they say talent. Do you have talent? Do you have talent? That's what they ask you. And that's why we're working very closely, and we call it triple helix, government, private sector, and the education sector together to be ready and to have the talent that is needed for the companies to come. For me, that's security.
Could you update us about those procedures that you have to do with the U.S. in terms of two key infrastructure projects? One is the railroad line that you showed there that will cross the border, that will connect Punta Connect with the consistent the railroad that exists in the U.S. And the other one is the connection between Ensenada and Long Beach by boat.
Yes, the ferry. Okay, I want to start with the ferry. The ferry, it took us about almost a year and a half to convince the U.S. government that it was a good project, and also it was good for, like I said, when I said about being a border crossing more than tourists. And the reason to convince is obviously it's going to be security. How they will do the pre-check of the passengers coming from Mexico, not from the United States to Baja, from Mexico, and how they will disembark, the Port Authority, the California CARF, and also the Coast Guard. So we already clear all the agencies. They all like it now, and they're on board. And our plan is to start on March, the first voyage. The Governor Newsom wants to be part of the first time that we used from Ensenada to San Diego. When he was there with the governor, they talk about it, and he's very excited about it because he believes, like everybody, that it's a new innovation, like for border crossing between the two countries. They already have one similar between Vancouver and Seattle. So it's very similar, but now Mexico and the United States using that one. And so that's the plan, Ambassador. But now I have another hurdle to jump. Recently, our government federal government said that it's going to be a new charge for all the passengers in cruises. I think it's $45, $40. So that if they put that amount in the ferry, it's going to be very expensive because that will be the cost of the ferry plus $40 just to use as a border crossing. So we're trying to tell the federal government that this is not a tourist or a cruise. This is more border crossing so they don't charge the people. But as now, the plan is to start at the end of March. That's the date that we set up with the owner of the ship, and also the Port of San Diego, CBP, Coast Guard, and that's it, Becky, and that's it. Railroad. Yeah, you're right. The railroad, that you probably know him very well, Roberto Velasco, who is the director of Foreign Affairs with the United States. That's what you call it? Director of Foreign Affairs with the United States?
North America.
North America. He is the one that is in charge of negotiating the treaty, one of them. So he already started the conversations with them. But in our side, we already did it through the Trump administration, the people that are in his board, and they told us this is the things that we like, that we want. So we feel very comfortable that we will have the presidential permit. And we're using the same route that it was already what was approved when this project was tried in 2006. So they know about the rules and everything. And the reason we use in Arizona is because the rules of in Arizona are lesser than in California.
Right. Secretary, I know you're pressed for time, and I'd like to thank you again.
No
for
more
being here
questions?
with us.
No. Okay.
And I just want to say that as a business community, you can always count on us for anything we can
Thank
do
you.
to support
Thank you.
this impressive project.
Thank you.